friends, welcome back to Player Display for another PODguy podcast. Now, when I say podcast, I'm using that term a little bit more loosely this time around because I actually have some visuals to show you. So basically, I was going to the BBTS rabbit hole, just seeing what the pre-orders were because they like to solicit some really interesting figures that you wouldn't find anywhere else, like you're not going to see them in Walmart, Target, Newbury Comics. Big Bag Toy Store is just really good for showing you figures that you wouldn't find in your typical retail store or whatever have you. And I was fumbling around just trying to find some interesting things to at the very least look at, and there was one that really caught my eye and I couldn't stop thinking about it, so I had to pre-order it because it was just so enticing to me for a lot of reasons I wanted to go over. I don't really have a plan for this video, I just simply wanted to talk about this figure and the rest of the line as well, because I just find it really interesting that it exists at all, and we'll go into the reasons why a little bit later, but basically the figure that I stumbled upon as I was going through a Big Bad Toy Store and their feature pre-orders is the Bitten series Chloe the Twin 1/6 scale figure from Asmus Toys. What is Asmus Toys? I don't know. I just learned about it recently, but let's have a look at this figure. This is exactly what you are looking at. There's no way to sugarcoat it. This is a zombified child. I love this figure. I saw an image of this as I was going through BBTS, and I immediately... Well, I had an interesting reaction to this figure. First of all, I think zombies are awesome. I love zombies. If you've been on my sister channel, PodPlays, where I go over a whole bunch of zombie games I like, other games I love playing, zombies are a common occurrence. And then as for this figure here, of course, I looked at it and I'm like, hey, this is very similar to things that we've experienced in the video games that we've played. But at the same time, this is the very first time I looked at an action figure and I actually had an emotional response to it. Because it's not just a zombie, it's a zombie child, which is so interesting to me. I mean, just the fact that a company, any company really, would have the cojones to create a zombie child figure is special. That's something you wouldn't see. But there's something about a zombie girl specifically that is so important to the zombie zeitgeist. I mean, going all the way back to Night of the Living Dead, you had a zombie kid. Then also Walking Dead, you had several zombie children who are very pivotal to the plot. Also over on my gaming channel, we played No More Room in Hell, where again, you have a lot of zombie children running around. And then also in Dead Rising 2, where if you don't do a good job taking care of your daughter, then you do technically get another zombie child. So what I'm trying to say here is having a zombie kid is an essential to anyone who's interested in zombies. But because of the subject matter and how strange and weird it is to have an undead youth, like, toy lines aren't going to tackle that. I can't remember, like, when a mainstream line has produced a toy of a zombie kid, a zombie baby, or a zombaby, as I like to call them. So, this figure, I just became so enamored with it because I had this visceral reaction and just this feeling of sadness. Like, a figure has never affected me that way before, but... Anyways, I could keep going on, but let's just have a look at this figure. So here we have Chloe. She is one of two. Again, she is a twin figure, so there is one more. We'll have a look at her later. By the way, there is some gore to come, if that wasn't obvious enough. But this is a beautiful looking figure. 1/6 scale, however, shorter than a foot tall, because this is a kid, of course. But it's great. I love that she's got the soft goods clothing, several layers going on. She's got little pigtails. She was adorable once, still kind of is. And then you got this face here, and her jaw is totally messed up. There's going to be some zoom-ins as we go into other shots here. And she comes with a big old rabbit right there, which I think is great. So here's a more official product shot over here. You got Chloe, her name all messed up down there. She's not from any video game. She's not from any TV show. It looks like Asmus Toys just produces non-licensed, non-IP zombies that you could just have. But then again, they did produce an Evil Dead 2 Ash. We'll have a little look at that later as well. But yeah, just a great, very well-detailed figure. I don't know, it just gets me. Just this image of I know I've said it already, a zombie kid in toy form. That is so unique. Here's a better zoom in. It's just such a good profile. It really is a work of art. And one of the reasons why I wanted to do this podcast at all is because the only other video I saw about this figure in particular is on the Asmus YouTube channel itself, where they simply just went through a little slideshow of all the shots of this particular figure and her sister, who we'll look at a little bit very soon. But yeah, she's great. She's got alternate hands. She's got that rabbit who's missing an eye, which makes it very endearing. And yeah, it's just great for posing options. Good for any undead collection. Here's a really good close-up on the face there. It just looks so good. You got the teeth, you got the gore, you got some scratches. It's fantastic. And then if you move on, you see everything that she comes with. Well, kind of. So you've got exchangeable zombie hands, so you got 4 alternate hands. And interestingly, it's not featured in any of the main shots, which I think would have been a good marketing ploy. But there is a pair of interlocked holding hands. So you could have her and her sister Caddy kind of like doing what the twins did in The Shining, where they're right next to each other holding their hands together. That would have been an interesting option. So if you get the both of them, then they will be jam-packed with interchangeable accessories. Now, I'm just getting Chloe. The reason why I'm not getting Caddy, we'll look at her soon, is because she is basically the exact same figure with a different head sculpt and some varied accessories. We'll look at her later as well, but for me and for my budget, I'm just going to stick with Chloe for now. If that changes later on, then so be it, but for now, we're just going to stick with Chloe. As for the rest of the accessories, I mean, she's got a smorgasbord of them. She's got a family portrait with her and her sister. We got a diary, which I'm really curious about. I'm wondering if that will be at all legible. Special edition newspaper, so that could be interesting. Little candle holder. A hammer, so if you want to kind of reincarnate the scene from Night of the Living Dead, you could do that. You got Bunny Doll, whose name is Jessie. Didn't even know that. That's cute. You also got a little dresser there. And we have a censored accessory, which I find really interesting. And it is called Half of Uncle Tommy's Head. I love that so much. And the sister comes with the other half of the head. So if you get both figures, then I guess you get a complete Uncle Tommy head if you want. So, I don't know. It just tells that, I mean, what I'm trying to put across here is this is what toys should be. They don't have to be part of an IP. They don't have to be recognizable. They can just simply stand on their own, have a slew of accessories, and tell their own story just by standing there. To me, that's what makes this thing so special. You look into her eyes, you look at the gore, you look at the golden locks, the rabbit, and everything here, and you kind of just want to puzzle together what the hell happened to this poor kid and her twin sister. So it's just very enticing to me. And here's the last shot. She's all stretched out, just chilling out, relaxed. She's got a rabbit with her. It's just so endearing, so tragic. I'm just getting a lot of emotions from this figure. I really love it. Let me know what you think in the comments. But, yeah, that's pretty much it for Chloe, at least. I just wanted to get these figures out there, let more people know that they exist, because zombie figures are not easy to get. Like, I know McFarlane did a whole wave of Walking Dead figures way back when, in, like, 2010s, before I was even collecting McFarlane, but you just get high premium quality zombie figures to put on your shelf is such a rare thing. The only other 1/6 scale zombie figure that I have is actually from Dead Rising 2, and he was exclusively released in a pack that like came with a console or something like that. I don't totally remember, but he's really limited. I think only 2,500 pieces. So whenever Chloe comes in the mail, which is going to be like second quarter of 2025, I think pairing them together will be really interesting. It'll be really night and day when comparing the quality between the two figures, because obviously this one, she'll be smaller, but there's a lot more work put into this figure. At least that's what it's looking like. I hope that, I know these are prototypical shots, I hope they don't change a damn thing. I'm really hoping they stick to exactly what we're seeing right here, because it just looks freaking amazing. I'm really impressed by this figure. So, even though she's the only one that I'm getting, I did want to move on to the other zombie releases that Asmus Toys is doing. Asmus, right? Yeah, I'm pronouncing that right, I think. So here's her sister, Caddy. She is, again, as I said, exactly the same figure, but with a different head sculpt. So, as you can see, we have her lower jaw back, so you can kind of picture what these twins used to look like. However, her eye is totally gouged out, which is its own version of totally nasty, but that's great. I really love it a lot. Here's a proper zoom in down here. Oh god, it's really bad. But as you can also see, she comes with, I don't know if that's a cement saw or a chainsaw. We'll know better over here. Nope, it's just a flat out chainsaw. Alright, good. So, again, more storytelling elements in the accessories. So with the chainsaw, inside of a dresser, she comes with the chair, which is really neat. And the cool thing is you can use a lot of these accessories universally. I mean, no pun intended, with Universal Monsters, you get another candle holder over here, so that could go with them. Then you got some diorama pieces with the chair and the dresser that comes with Chloe. And then I guess Caddy comes with her own diary, her own newspaper, again, the interlocking hands, and the family portrait piece. So again, it's more of the same. So you could really go either way. It's more two versions of the same character, but if you want to go above and beyond to get both, then you got the interlocking hands so they could be twins, as they're supposed to be. But once again, you'll have half of Uncle Tommy's head, which might be the singularly most hilarious accessory that I've ever seen with a figure before. But once again, this kind of evokes the same pathos. You just feel bad for this character, and it looks so gosh darn human. Like, I don't know what technology goes into creating these lifelike faces that Sideshow does, that Hot Toys does. I don't know what resources Asmus Toys has at its disposal, but they're going full stop. They're doing everything with these figures, and they look absolutely fantastic. So that's it for Caddy. I just want to show you the other releases that are in this line, or at least most of them. As you can see here, this is a prison variant zombie. There's actually two of them. So this one is Dawn. There's only 3 left in stock, so they do fly off the shelves quickly. So if you want to get your hands on a good zombie, then these are good choices. And I don't know a whole ton about this one, but one thing I did notice, which is really interesting, have a look at the elbow right here. That's not a joint. There is some sort of glove system going on, like a bodysuit, to make this into a borderline seamless body. Not quite Fison, mind you, but he's got a rubber body glove to hide the joints and continue the gore almost seamlessly past the elbow, which is really interesting. You got exposed rib cage, and you got respirator here, and one of those little saline bags, I think, hanging from there. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's a good looking figure as well. I actually haven't looked at the rest of these in depth, so let's do that together. But yeah, there's an extended view of that same shot. Pushing on in. Oh, he's got an extra head sculpt, so that's really cool. Oh no, it's probably the same head sculpt, just without the mask on. I'm stupid, but anyway. Here he is from a different angle. Reminds me of Dr. Satan from House of a Thousand Corpses, if I'm remembering right. But yeah, it just looks great. And then you got vinyl figure arms. That's what I was talking about. I guess that's what they're calling it. Now standard production zombie design. So they're probably going to do the same thing with the twins, I'm guessing, because these dudes have been out for a while, and they have this technology. And even though the twins don't need them, they could probably do it there too, because they have long sleeves, so you wouldn't notice the joints anyways. But it's still an interesting technological approach to hiding a joint. I'm really digging that. They also get him down here, crawling. I think that looks really good. Alternate portrait options with the mask, all covered in blood. I think that's fantastic. Almost looks like it's had some spaghetti sitting in there for a while with the tomato sauce. It just stained up the plastic. It looks great. You can even roll the IV bag and stand around, which is great. So cool. And you can remove the rib cage operation style and expose the guts. That's so neat. So anyways, let's look at his brother over here. We got Dave this time. What's the difference here? It's probably going to be like the twins. I'm sure they'll be the exact same figure, just with different accessories. No mask on this one, no IV. Oh, here he is with all the clothing removed. It looks like he is being dissected. They just pop to life, or unlife rather. So that is interesting. Oh, he comes with the same mask as well. So I don't know what the difference is. Oh, he comes with a friggin' rifle. Okay, excuse me. Magazine-free weapon toy. Alright. Interesting. Yeah, we got... Alright, so it's... I think the only difference is maybe the skin tones. What is the difference here? Let's pull up a little bit. Let's do a little research. Oh, they're virtually identical. They're exactly the same. I think the only difference is the head sculpt and the paint job. But it looks like they have the exact same props. So, okay, interesting. So these are not as varied as Caddy and Chloe, which is interesting. So that is it for the prison zombies over here. And you got the new joint system with the sleeves, and you got the 2 Zombo brothers over there as well. So they also have standalone ones, so this one's Jackson. He doesn't have a recycled counterpart over here. But let's have a look at him as well. This guy's got intestines hanging out, which looks fantastic. I know I keep saying fantastic, but that's just the word here. He looks great as well. Totally different. Looks like he's prepared for a thriller recreation. I wonder if he has the same elbow system. It's not saying... Oh, attachable arm. Oh, you can interchange the arm to a bony stub if you wanted to. You could have a broken ankle. Wow. I think that's a brain right there. Removable brain. Oh, wow. These figures are so creative. It's really blowing my mind. A little bag here. Secret government paper in the briefcase. Oh, special. So it's really enticing, these figures. I hope to look up some reviews on these to see what the quality is like, but so far I'm blown away. And lastly, they also did Ash, so they have done licensed characters. I also noticed they did Golem from Lord of the Rings. You can get him as well. Not a zombie, but we're just focusing on the Zeds for now. But yeah, he also looks good. He's got alternate portraits. Yeah, looks like Ash. I wonder if he's got the standard human face. It doesn't seem like it. No, it's just when he's possessed and going crazy. Wow, they did a lot of shots for him. Did they do a shot with, like, all the accessories laid out? Because that would be nice. Love that hand, too. A closer look at the portrait. And that's everything he comes with. And he also comes with pages of the Necronomicon. So that looks really good. You also do an amputated hand. Tons of options here. So, yeah, these are great looking figures. But again, my main focus today was Chloe. I love this figure. I don't know why I'm so taken in by it. Well, I guess I kind of do know why, but it was a surprise. Like, if you just comb through a Big Bad Toy Store without a plan, sometimes you'll just stumble upon something that's really interesting. And I love this figure. I'm hoping that, once again, in hand, they don't change a thing. They keep it just like the product shots. Same detail, same accessories. I think she'll be a ton of fun. And then I compare her with my Dead Rising 2 zombie. I also have, like, a box set of Season 3 of The Walking Dead. And it's got the governor's heads in fish tanks, so I think they'll look really good. They're a little out of scale, but I think that would be really neat for the display as well. So, I don't know, I'm focusing more on quality over quantity for my collection these days, so maybe we'll be transitioning more to, like, non-brand, non-IP, like 1/6 scale figures, and there'll be less reviews, obviously, because they're more expensive, but I don't know, these are really interesting to me. Let me know what you think. These are really cool figures. Nasty as hell, obviously, but something so enticing about them. I just love that we're getting these offshoot lines from Big Bad Toy Store. It's really cool. And it gives us more accessibility to figures that we're dreaming of, and then finally we get them. So that's really unique. It's really cool. So that's pretty much all I got. Pretty quick little video here. I just wanted to say, hey, these exist. If you want them, pre-order them, get them. Again, if you want one of the prison ones, you might want to work fast because it looks like those are about to be sold out. But yeah, these are really unique. I can't imagine they're making a ton of them. They're probably in limited quantities. As for Chloe here, I did have to put down a down payment. Like $14. It was nothing, but I can't imagine any world where I'd be disappointed. As long as she looks good, she doesn't articulate crazy or anything like that. So I don't see how they could do any wrong here. I mean, biting my tongue there, knock on wood. I don't have any wood near me, but yeah, these look awesome. And again, let me know what you think in the comments. I think this is great. An awesome line. Really looking forward to Chloe here. So, thank you guys very much for watching or listening. Hope you're watching, because there's a lot to look at here. I don't know how you could do that video without it, but if you were curious about Asmus toys, I hope that was a good little overview. Again, I don't know a whole ton about it, but that's all I could find, and yeah, looking forward to doing a review in the future. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Again, slated for second quarter of 2025, but it could be sooner than that, so we'll find out. So, thank you guys very much. Rock on. And I will see you all later.